I will be careful about my information that I dispose. The Lord will help you. Lack of contentment, which breeds mental health issues and depression. When you on the internet, somebody is posting by that person's car, and you are saying, my mate has bought Benz, I must buy. You just gradually lose your contentment. Or you see somebody, in these days of AI, artificial intelligence, they will carry your picture like this, put you in another family setting. Am I lying? And they will do everything, and it will be like you belong to that family. You post it on the internet, and then somebody else will go home and say, hey, my father is just irresponsible. See Toke's dad, they have taken Toke to London. Toke that did not leave their village. Do you understand? So don't just fall for anything you see on the internet and you lose your peace. No, be contented with your life. Have a future in your mind. Drive towards your future. I can assure you, you will get there. You will get there. Then mislead into unfortunate circumstances. In fact, at this moment, I'm shivering because the story is just so touching, and I know you all know about it. Mislead into unfortunate circumstances, and right now I'm taking Mohbad as an example. May his soul rest in peace. We all know what happened, how he was looking for fame, Malian industry, Malian music. Let me take my music there. Maybe the boy will just be doing the Ikorodu jingle, small, and be growing, you know. He carried himself for fame and ended up, he didn't end it well, and that's quite bitter. May his soul find rest. So, conclusively, I stand here today to cheer you on that you are a distinctive girl child. You are a distinctive girl child. You have the capability inside of you to lead an innovation in the digital space. You can. If you think about it, you can. While you maximize the use and creativeness of God that is given inside of you. There is a creativeness of God inside of you. So if you think well, take your time with yourself, you will be able to put that creativity in that space and make sure that you are having results, influencing people positively and bringing solutions to our problem. So don't be discouraged, don't be depressed, and don't waste time. Learn what you need to learn at the right time. You have to learn computer further. So you too can begin to think of what positive influence you can bring to the globe. It's not too early to start. On this note, I will quickly make myself an example. I will have to examples of people on the internet, but my has done justice to that, so I don't want to waste time. My name once again is Eniola Oluwatoberu. I am the founder of Tidy Cleaners, incorporated in 2009 here in Ibadan. My own innovation is to sell hygiene to everybody. So, for example, I am sure that all of you in this room will have healthy lifestyles. And when you have healthy lifestyles, you will save more money. During the COVID-19 lockdown, what was our escape route? How did we get out of COVID? Hygiene. Hygiene was practically a way out. So are we supposed to stop? Good. So that is what I sell. I am Alate Imoto, and my vision is to see a completely sanitized Nigeria. That Nigeria is completely clean. Everybody in Nigeria is clean. Our homes are clean. Our offices are clean. Our clothes are clean. Money, instead of using the money on drugs, use the money on quality things. That is my own vision, and that's the race I run. So, I want to take questions from you, and if you have a question. If you don't have a question, everybody in this room will answer one question. So, I give you chance to raise your hand and ask me. Thank you.
Thank you, students. one can really see that you have been listening to the lectures, and I want you to take those lectures very, very because things you ought to be paying for. But WHSF has done really well to introduce all these kind of things to you. Now, it is up to you to ask your questions. Do you really have any question to ask? Then we are here to answer you. Do you really find these lectures so enthralling? Do you find it so motivating? Am I speaking? Do you really love what the speakers just said? If you really love it and you want to know more, do you have any question? Okay, thank you. Come out. Let's give her a round of applause.
I want to ask that, how does family...
Face the front, your name.
My name is Zawi Anizat from Renaissance High School, Arimo Ibadan. I want to ask that, how does family disintegration affect digitalization?
The question must be good indeed.
Thank you, my dear. It is not family disintegration that affects digitalization. It is the digitalization, misuse of digitalization that causes family disintegration. And I explained practically that if you get carried away on the internet, spending quality time with people that you don't even know, like your friends on Facebook, and you have neglected the place of family ties, family bonds, the family culture, the family respect, the family value that you have, you know, how do we place that? Do you understand? For example, when you were age 4, age 5, it was some set of people that you were playing with. To even leave your friends, your parents, they were there for you. Everything, mommy, everything, mommy, everything, mommy. Now that you have grown, that you have access to the internet, digitalization has entered you. Mommy will even call your name, say, call me. What are you doing? You are on the internet. So it is the digitalization, misuse of digitalization that is making you to disintegrate with your family. Have I answered your question? Thank you.
Any more question, please? Okay. Please take this way. Take that way because of those wires.
My name is Abdugani Almas. I'm from Renaissance High School, Arimo Ibadan. My name is Abdugani Almas. I'm from Renaissance High School, Arimo Ibadan. I want to ask that, is it good for a girl child to be learning one work or the other when she's in secondary school? Learning one work or the other.
Skills acquisition. Is it good for a girl child still in the secondary school?
Yes, it's not bad. It depends on the type of skills. It is just because the system in Nigeria does not allow us to do that. Abroad, I doubt it if you can work or school abroad without working. It was something that was put in the system. Even no matter how little something is, you want to do something because you need to know value. You need to have value. You need to know that there is need for you to have value for whatever you are being given. So abroad, really, they even made a provision. It's part of what they've built in their system. They have a provision for a child, for someone to be in school, and at the same time, you also work. Now, coming back to Nigeria, it depends on what you do. It depends. There are times that you can do something, you can learn skills, add value to yourself. That's the important part of it. But most time, it's like a distraction. And sometimes it doesn't allow the child to really concentrate fully on the academics. I believe if you're on holidays, like this, sometimes third time, we have a long holiday. There is nothing stopping you from learning something because everybody has skills. You have God, you have what you are made up of. You have things that you enjoy doing. You have things that passionately you like to do without stress. It's not a crime, it's not bad if you learn about it. And most time what you understand and you learn more and you have passion for, you thrive more in it. Because you don't see it as stress. So, but if you'll be doing it at the same time you'll be going to school, it might affect your academic performance. But if you do it maybe when you're on break, I believe it is an addition to you, because for a girl child, if you look at those for Christians, they tell us that women are virtuous women. You have a lot of things to do. You need to know so many things to be an asset. To be an asset to your husband, to be an asset to your environment, to be a good mother, you need to be hardworking. You need to be able to do so many things together. Academically, you are there. There are so many things I know how to do. That's why the fact that I'm very busy. And I'm so used to it that I can't just sit down without doing anything. And I think it's also healthy. Because sometimes when you do nothing, you don't add value to yourself. You don't even think of any other thing you can do. It makes you're dull and your brain is not developing. I can weave, I can make hair. I'm into marketing. Zobo, I prepare Zobo. And I give my children, they know how to do it. I have two of them, a boy. The bottles is the boy that will wash it. The girl who understands how we do it and pack it. We'll take it to school in a very neat and hygienic bottle, and we sell it and we make. So sometimes they will tell me, Mommy, let's save that money. It means that they know that it is not easy to get that money, and they have value. They'll be able to value the little you are being given. But if you think that is so easy, majority of some of the big and rich parents, some of them lack that value because they feel it's not a big deal. They believe that money will just come. They believe that the mommy must just give money, daddy must provide money, and they waste it. Some of them, they have the opportunity to go to school, they don't face their studies. They believe that everything will be like that. So it is good to add skill, add something to what you know, but don't let it affect your vision and your main, because you must be educated. That's just it. For you to be able to stand before great people, for them to be able to recognize your skill, you must add your education. I think that answered your question.
Thank you, madam. Any more questions? Just one more question. Okay, you can come over. Thank you. And that's just the last question for this time out.
My name is Zola Iolana. I'm from St. Clair Girls High School. My question is, how did the usage of phones and laptops possess bad influence to general health? How did the usage of phones and laptops possess bad influence to general health?
Well, the use of the internet, of the phone, abuse of the phones and gadgets. I think that's what she's trying to say. The use of the gadgets, not even the content of the gadgets now. So you stay on the screen for so long, before you know it, your eyes might. I'm not a medical professional to tell you what happens to your eyes by effects of the screen and all of that. But I know that we have had a series of complaints of people who walk too much hours using the screen, that it affects their eyes. As that's one of that I know. And let me ask it.
Okay, let's hands together once again. Because I realized that we are enjoying those classes that we've been seeing here. And now, at this point in time, I want you to just sit back and relax again. Because all those things that you have been taught from the first and second speakers, I want to tell you now that WHSF, we are now partnering the state government of Oyo to go around various schools, secondary schools, and be teaching them how girls can be in the ICT. And as soon as we have the approval, I'm telling you, all your schools right here in your state, particularly in Ibadan, we make sure that we come into your school and then we get you into ICT. And this is part of what we are here to do today. And I want to introduce to you the next speaker and the last speaker for the day in person of, because whenever you hear Okoro, you must have known that the person must be an Igbo woman. If she's not in the business venture, the person will be in the tech environment. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you and make welcome the last but not the least speaker for today, Mrs. Oluchi Okoro. Please, let's put our hands together for her. And let's hear about her first before she comes out.
Is Oluchi Okoro. She is a passionate advocate for gender Oluchi Okoro. She is a passionate advocate for gender equality in the tech industry, fascinated by the endless possibilities that coding and innovation offered. She embarked on a personal quest to ensure that other young girls had the same access and exposure. After earning a degree in economics from a prestigious university, her passion for impacting knowledge led her to Canon Education, a non-profit organization dedicated to inspiring and empowering, concentrating on the educational needs of kids from underprivileged backgrounds. Canon Education organizes workshops, coding camps, and mentorship programs to bridge the gender gap in STEM fields. Canon Education also provides professional development opportunities for STEM educators, giving the present and next generations of educators the skills they need to promote a student-centered learning environment. Oluchi does not believe in acquiring just teaching technical skills. She strongly believes in fostering confidence and sense of belonging in technology. She believes in creating a supportive community where young people, especially girls, can explore their interests freely.
Me about computer. And first of all, also I want to thank my fellow guest speakers. Thank you very much, Ma. Okay, first of all, I have been saying first of all too much. Also, I am not Mrs. Oluchi. I'm just a young girl like you. I am Miss Oluchi. Now I'll be talking about introduction to coding and cybersecurity. Okay, how many of us here have phones? Or you have access to a mobile device? Maybe your mom's phone, your elder sister or brother's phone. What about a laptop? Okay. Okay, first of all, I'm starting with coding. Coding is, the idea about coding is basically telling the computer what to do. How many of us here are on Facebook? Don't be shy, eh? I was just like you, like a few years ago. How many of us are on Facebook? Okay. What about Instagram? What other social media platforms are you on? Anybody? WhatsApp, good. Now, coding is the foundation of these websites, these applications that we use. Okay, let me go on. Now I'm speaking English to you. You understand what I'm saying. If I speak Yoruba, you also understand what I'm saying, right? So coding is the language of computers. Coding produces websites, it produces applications. Basically, when you go online, what's the foundation of what you are seeing online is coding. Okay. How many of us here know how to cook? Okay, good. How many of us here knows YouTube? Okay, if you go on YouTube now and you want to say how to cook jollof rice, what's your favorite food?
Jollof rice.
Okay, can you make it? You can try. Can you teach me? You can teach me, very good. Okay, just like how when you want to teach me, okay, if you want to make rice, jollof rice, we need pepper mix, we need groundnut oil, and then when you want to tell me how to make it, tell me you do this, you do that. Or what's the first step when you want to cook jollof rice? What's the first thing you do?
Put the pot on the fire. Put vegetable oil. And put your onions. After the onions, the tin tomato, and you put your salt, your Maggi, and
Well done. Please clap for her. Okay, so coding is me telling the computer, okay, I want to go to a website. Let's say I want to go to Facebook. I type in www.facebook.com on my phone or my laptop. The developers that made, or the developers at Facebook, basically the idea of you telling me, I wash my rice, I use my vegetable oil, I put my salt, I put my Maggi. That's the idea of coding. The developers or the programmers, like we call them, they already put in instructions on how the website or the app is supposed to look like. If I go to my home page, if I want to see the list of my friends, what else do we have on Facebook? Who can tell me? Video. Okay, if I want to watch a video, if I want to see my Facebook messages, it's coding that did all that. Just by you going on your computer, putting in a set of code, the idea is just coding that made that possible. Okay, moving on. Coding is, how many of us here can draw? Draw. Or you like painting? How many of us? Does anyone here know Corel Draw? You know Corel Draw? You can use it very well. Or just a bit. A bit. Well done. That is the idea of coding. When you go on Corel Draw and you want to maybe create a graphic or an image, that is the idea of coding. Coding it encompasses all industries, because we are in the digital age. We need computers, we need phones, right? So it is coding that made all that possible. How many of us here know how to dance? You people are dancers here. Raise up your hand very well, let me see. What dance step or what type of dance can you do very well? Hip hop, what other dance step? Okay, what other dance step? And what other one? Eh? Why you people shy? Why you people shy? Eh? Eh? Why you people shy? Why is somebody mentioning Zanku? You sure you don't know what that is? You don't know. What about leg walk? Eh? Talk now. You know it. So why are you telling me cultural dance? Eh? I'm also a young girl like you. Why are you telling me cultural dance? Why are you telling me eh? So who can teach me how to do leg walk? Me, I cannot do it though. Who can teach me? Shit, we have steppers. Raise up your, why are you shy? Eh? Raise up your hand now, let me see. Well done. Okay, if you want to teach me how to dance leg walk, you will tell me I should do my leg one way. I should do my second leg another way, right? So why is there only one person that raised up her hand? So you people can dance leg walk. Eh? Hope you understand what you are doing when you are supposed to be reading your book. Oh. Answer me now. Anyways, let's move on. So if somebody here wants to teach me how to do leg walk now, you will tell me I should raise my leg one way. I should do my leg the another way. That's how coding is. You are telling the computer that, okay, show me this, show me that. Open this website for me. Show me that this website is blank. Show me my home page. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to use very simple examples because many people see coding and computer as something very complex. And that's why the industry is there are majorly men there. But the truth is, it is very easy. You just have to put your mind to it and you get it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So who can explain to me what coding is? Without looking at your book, who can explain to me what coding is? Someone else. Who can someone that has not spoken today. You want to pick anybody at random? You've spoken today. What of those at the back? Okay, come. Stand up, come. What's your name and your school?
My name is Daoud Abatoyin Kosola from Oluyoro Girls Grammar School. Coding is the act of instructing the computer.
How many of us know what puzzle is? Puzzle. You know everything, Sha. It is good. You know, who else? So has anybody ever played a puzzle game before, whether on your phone or... You've played a puzzle game before. You know how there are several small pieces that make up one large image. Yes, that is how coding is. Coding is writing as a beginner, you're writing small codes, telling the computer, oh, show this, show that. That is how coding is. Do we understand, or do I need to explain myself further? Do we understand? Very good. Now, in coding and programming, there are several different languages that do different things. We have Java. How many of us, we all know apps? We all have apps. We've all interacted with mobile apps before, yes or no? So the Facebook that you are opening, the Facebook app you are opening, the Google app you are opening on your phone or your mom's phone, it's part of one of the languages we use to make that possible. It's called Java. What did I call it? So Java is the foundational rock upon which many enterprise-level applications are built. Many companies use Java. Java is quite old. It has been in the industry for a while, but we still use it to make apps and it is very good. It makes your app loads very fast and it's very efficient. So now moving on, we have JavaScript. How many of us know what website is? Good, www. No, instead of you using Facebook app, you can open Google. We know what Google is now. And type www.facebook.com. Right? How many of us have done that before? Why are you people shy? If I should go on Facebook now and start searching for your names, I will see your names there. I mean, is it because your teacher is here? Eh? How many of us, when I said how many of us are on Facebook, many people raise up their hands. How many of us have used Facebook website before? Or is the app you used to use? I'm talking to people that have mouths now. Answer me. Why is you use the app? Okay. When one of the languages we use to make websites is called JavaScript. JavaScript makes interactive apps, web pages. When you go on a website and you want the website to, maybe you're at the top of the website and you want to go down to the website without scrolling, maybe you want to click on a link, what makes that possible is JavaScript. Do we understand? Do we understand? Okay. Now we have Python. Not your snake, it is a programming language. Now Python does a whole lot of things. You can use Python for applications. You can also use Python in organizing data. We can also use Python to do many things in the tech industry. So Python is very readable. Yes, it's very versatile and is a language that many beginners and developers use. Now we have C++. How many of us play games on phones here? What game do you play? Subway Surf. What other games do we have? Angela, okay. Danger Dash, okay. Eh? Tom and Friends, okay. Temple Run. You people play games though. What did you say? Me, I don't know that one. I don't know that one. Okay. C++ is one programming language we use to make the apps, the gaming apps that we used to play, like Subway Surf, Temple Run, Angela. Is it Tom and Cat? Abi, which one is that? Tom and Friends. The talking Tom, Abi. People are playing games, though. Very good. Anyways, C++ is one of the applications that makes it possible for you to open your phone and play that game on your phone. Then we also have Ruby. Ruby is also used for websites. It's very simple and it's great for building desktop application, static websites, data processing services, and even automation tools. Also, we have Swift. Swift is used for making iPhone apps. I mean, we all know what iPhone is now. So we know we have Android and we have iPhone. So while most people use Java to make Android apps, Swift is used to make iPhone apps. Aside Swift, we also have Flutter. I'm not sure I included it here, but to make iPhone apps, because you know that something we call do we know what operating system is? We don't know what operating system. How many of you do computer in school? Nobody. None of your schools. What about data processing? Okay. So we have Android and we have iPhone or iOS. They have different operating systems because they operate separate. They don't operate the same way. There are some things you can do on Android that you might not be able to do on iOS. It is the operating system that does all that because they are different. Do we understand? So that's all we have for coding. Now let's move on to cybersecurity. Before I move on to cybersecurity, does anyone have any question? Questions? Does anyone want to ask me any question? Do we all understand what I said? So if I organize an exam now, you're telling me that you get 100. Eh? So why? Should you understand? Eh? You understand? Then why won't you get 100? And the question I will ask is based on what I said now. I won't say something else that I've not said yet today. So why won't you get 100? Anyways, let's move to cybersecurity. Has anybody ever heard the word cybersecurity before? Okay. I'll try to make it as simplified as possible. Cybersecurity is the short term for cybersecurity technology or cybersecurity system. Now, the word cybersecurity is kind of very broad. How many of us here, okay, now I know we have Facebook accounts. How many of you have tried to log into your Facebook and somebody has hacked your account or somebody else is using your account and changed your password? Eh? You were raising up your hand. That has happened before. What happened? Come and tell us what happened, or how it happened.
I did not log into my account for some months back. So, and I said I should log in and use my password. They have hacked it, used another pictures, and I don't have access to it again.
So you had to open another one. Wow, sorry. Now, cybersecurity is a term that can help prevent that. It covers practices, technologies, processes that helps protect our computers, our network, our data, and information system from thefts, damage, or unauthorized access. If you have an account, maybe with Facebook or Instagram, and somebody logged in, was successful, that person wasn't you, and the person changed your password, that means the person had unauthorized access to your accounts. And the person will just turn it to their own account and be doing whatever they want to do with it. You just cannot access the account again. Now, these apps, they try as much as possible to help you protect your... Do you know anything about two-factor verification? Have you heard of that before? Two-factor verification. So you probably did not do that. And that was how the person was successfully able to get into your account and change the password and was using it for something else. And like we already know that we shouldn't do some certain things on the internet. Like was already previously shared to you, don't share nudes, don't put out information that you don't want the whole world to know. Now, if you have been using that account for something like that, and the person got into your account, the person can access your information. And the person can be doing whatever they want to do with your pictures, and it can be very, very disastrous. Do you know that? So like we now know, you should always try as much as possible not to do some certain things online. Even if you think that it's safe, you are sending it to your friend. If somebody hacks your account, that's the end. And it might not be a big deal for you now. Maybe many years when you are maybe governor or you are one very popular person and the person can be using your information, and the person can try to be blackmailing you and say, if you don't give me this amount of money, I'll release this information about you. What will you do? You will not be paying the person. That's how problem has started. So yes, like we know that the internet is good, but you have to be very careful with what you are sharing. Even if you think that, oh, it is a personal message I'm sharing to my friend, anybody can still access it if you are not very careful. And the truth is, you cannot be very careful on the internet, no matter how you try. Once your information is there already, it's there already for life. So, under cyber security, we have cyber threats. Cyber threats are activity, just like what I mentioned. Somebody trying to tell you, if you don't send this money to me, I'll release this information about you. That's the idea of cyber threat. The person is threatening you online. Do we understand? Now we have protection. Cybersecurity aims to prevent, detect, and respond to these threats so that your information doesn't just get out there to people that would use your information for bad things. Do we understand? So that's the idea of cybersecurity. It helps to protect that your Facebook account that you think it might not be a big deal, or even your bank app. How many of us out here have bank accounts? Or your parents have bank accounts? You know, if somebody tries to log into your mobile app or their mobile app and person changes their password, person can transfer all the money on their accounts. Do we know that? So that's the idea of cybersecurity. Cybersecurity helps to prevent things like this from happening. So under cybersecurity, I'll run through this because time has gone. We have confidentiality, we have integrity, and we have availability. Confidentiality keeps information private and ensuring that only authorized individuals can access it. Integrity ensures that the data is accurate, trustworthy, and nobody has tampered with it, or nobody has done anything with it, anything evil. Availability is ensuring that the information and systems are accessible and usable when needed. We also have authentication and authorization. Authentication is verifying the identity of users, devices, or systems trying to access digital resources. Now let me quickly go back to Facebook accounts that was hacked. There's something called two-step verification that even WhatsApp does it. So if you enable that, it helps to prevent somebody that is not you, because you probably get, for WhatsApp, you have to set a code that only you knows. So even if somebody tries to hack your WhatsApp, and the person doesn't have that code, the person cannot hack your WhatsApp. So then that's the idea of authentication. It's verifying the identity, and the identity is not you, so the person cannot access your WhatsApp. Then authorization, granting or denying access based on authenticated users' permissions or roles. So, common cybersecurity measures. We have passwords. We all know what password is now. And we know that we're not supposed to share our password with anybody. Because once somebody has your password, the person can access your account. We have passwords and multiple factor authentication. That's the same thing as, it was the same thing as mentioned, using strong, unique passwords and adding an extra layer of security, like your two-step verification. Also, we have firewalls. Firewalls involves monitoring and controlling incoming and outgoing network traffic to prevent someone that is not you from accessing it. And we have antivirus software. Antivirus helps detect and remove software that can harm computer systems. Do we know what antivirus is? If you have a computer, you need antivirus on your computer because there are some websites that you might go to and then your laptop gets virus, or you put in an external storage device, maybe like a flash drive. Do you know what flash drive is? You know what flash drive? So if a flash drive has virus and you put it on your computer that doesn't have virus, your computer can get virus like that, and it can affect your computer. Your computer can stop working, it can become very slow. So what stops this is antivirus software. We also have ethical hacking and penetration testing. Ethical hacking is when authorized individuals stimulate cyber attacks to identify vulnerabilities in systems and network. So if, for instance, a cybersecurity professional wants to help her get a Facebook account back, the person would do something we call ethical hacking. The person would try to hack it back from the other person that was accessing her account without her information. Then we have responsible use. Ethical hacking is done to improve security, and it involves obtaining consent to perform testing to ensure that it is legal and ethical. Then we have career path. I'm not sure I touched on the career path in coding. Okay. As a cybersecurity professional, you can be an ethical hacker, you can be a security analyst, an incident responder, and many more. So, we have come to the end of this session. You see, coding is not just a tech thing. You might think that, oh, I don't really like computers. Computers is not something I want to use. Even if you want to be an hairdresser or you want to be selling things. Does anyone here know Jumia? Jumia, yes. So even if you think that you just want to be selling maybe clothes or you want to be selling shoes, you can also have a website to sell to people that are not in Nigeria, people that cannot come to your store. The fact that you are doing a business doesn't mean you should confine your customers, or you think that only people in Nigeria or let's say in Ibadan can patronize you. It's not in this age that we are. Even somebody in America can buy from you. Do you know that? The person just has to go to your website or your application, and the person will pay for your produce or your goods, and then you're already selling internationally. You've not traveled abroad, but you sold to somebody. You're earning dollars. You're earning pounds. So that is the idea of coding. Coding helps to bridge a gap between you that are here and anybody else somewhere else. So if you think that, in fact, the truth is, even if it's just the background knowledge of coding, it's very, very useful. If you have the background knowledge of coding, you don't need to pay someone else to build your website for you. You can do it yourself. And that's saving you money. Do you understand? So even if it's business you think you want to do, coding can still come in very, very and very, very useful for you. And also cybersecurity. You need to protect your application. You need to protect your website. You need to protect your accounts. Do you understand? So with that, we have come to the end of this session. Does anyone have any question? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for this wonderful session. And then so far so good, I think we have seen and then we have really felt a good day in today's sessions of learning. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of WHSF, once again we appreciate everything you've done. We appreciate your coming and your responses towards the lectures. And then right now we want to give you a vote of thanks because we realize that you are going back to your schools and you are closing by 2 o'clock. And that is just the reason why we are making it so snappy. So now I call on my colleague, Mrs. Fumilayo, to please come forward for the closing remark.
Thank you. We appreciate you all. Thank you so much. On behalf of our organization, we appreciate the students. Thank you so much. We also appreciate our guest speakers too. Ma, thank you, ma. Mrs. Temitokpe Adigun, we appreciate you, ma. Mrs. Toberu, thank you very much, ma. Mrs. Olushi, you are so wonderful. Miss, sorry. You are so wonderful. Thank you so much. The teachers, thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We also appreciate our organization on behalf of our board of directors. We appreciate our organization too, the volunteers and members. You did wonderfully today. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
We can never stop thanking you for witnessing this special program this year. And again, I want to have a goodwill message from the teachers over there. I can't just shy away from you. You have really done well for bringing out these students. And then if there's anyone that can just come out for a goodwill message, I'll be so glad to hear that. Our teachers over there, please, for God's sake, let us have a goodwill message from you. What you have really observed and what you have seen differently. I know our time has been far spent. So, but I'll be so glad this organization, or let me say this gathering, won't be complete if there's no any goodwill message coming from the teachers. So, okay. Yes, a teacher is coming out. Let's put our hands together for her. You're welcome, man.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, our guests. Good afternoon, students. Good afternoon to my co-teachers. My name is Ms. Alausa Aminat. I'm a copper, actually. I'm very happy for this opportunity and this particular topic because I've been in a situation like this. I'm a mechanical engineer, and I know how it is for a female child. We have always been given this energy like we can't do more than ourselves. We have a limit. So I'm very happy and I'm glad for the organizers. To the organizers, I really appreciate this opportunity. Thank you very much. I hope all the students here have learned one or two, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, madam. Ladies and gentlemen, to make things so snappy as you can see here, WHSF really wants to commend you, and we want to dish out this certificate to you. The certificate of participation at the Digital Generation Symposium. I will be calling names one after the other, and then my colleague is here to be presenting the certificate to you. Olaya Aliyah. Please make it snappy. Shuara Islamiyat. Please, as you are coming out, you just face your colleagues to take a photograph. Omomogbe Anu. Ikade Agnes. Ogundeji Omowumi. Solademi Wura. Isiaku Priscilla. Olajide Esther. Olukayode Jessica. Madu Esther. Shuaga Temilolu. Adeyemo Omolola. Musefiu Fatia. Oyedokun Fatia. Olayiwola Noimot, Olabode Rofiat, Abidoye Comfort, Tairu Taiwo, Wahab Rukayat, okay, let me call on Mrs. Fumilayo to please come and give this certificate of participation to the students. Ademola Adewumi, Yusuf Abosede, Abduganiyu Alimot, Adisa Fikayo, Adetola Eniola, Aronsi Rokibat, let me call on Mrs. Temitope to please come forward and present this certificate. Thank you, ma. Sorry for bothering you. Egun Jobi Rukayat, Salau Rokibat, Adiat Toyin, Adedokun Taiwo, Salauddin Rohimat, Makinde Kainde, Adeniji Haishat, Ishola Kainde, Solomon Rebecca, Adeyemo Ikimat, Awe Anizat, Salako Glory, Abdurrahman Aishat, Joshua Janet, thank you, mommy. You can have your seat. And let me call on Mrs. Olorun Oluwatoberu, please. Sorry. Abraham Tolulope, Ramoni Saidat, Taufik Aliyah, Olaoluwa Lydia, Adekojo Adeife, Oladosu Rebecca, Obajuloye Rhoda. Thank you, Mommy. You can have your seat, ma. And let me call on the third speaker, Ms. Oluchi, to please come forward for the presentation. Fawole Faith. Kabiru Fatia Ayomide. Akinoshun Deborah. Joseph Ruth. Daoud Abibat. Alarape Shukurat. Adedeji Rukayat. Obaju Loye Deborah. Kazim Adeshion. Abdurazak Ikimat. Akombi Tayo. Ola Rachel. Biliamino Halia. Thank you so much. You can go and have your seat. Thank you. And let me call on the chairman, Mr. Donald Lalude, to please come forward for the presentation. And these are the teachers that are here present, and they have duly participated. Akinyele Ayomeposi. Mrs. Ogundiran O.T. Mrs. Janet Etue. Augustina Adansede. I'm so sorry to be calling your names like this. This is how it was being written. Miss Alausa Aminat. And this is for St. Clair's teachers, Mrs. Makinde Wumi. Oh. Mrs. Adeniji Adekunle. Adeniji T. Adekunle. Oh, Mr. Sorry. Mr. Adeniji Adekunle. Mrs. Oluwole G.O. That is Mommy G.O. And the Renasset school teachers, Mrs. Ayeni Mojisola. Miss Agbaje Shileola. Thank you. Let me call on Mr. Yomi to please come here for the presentation of certificate for our guest lecturers. Mr. Yomi, please, your attention is needed. Mr. Yomi, okay, the engineer is coming, okay. Engineer Tunde, thank you. So the first person on the list is Mrs. Oluchi Okoro. Mrs. Oluchi Okoro. Sorry, Miss Oluchi Okoro. Thank you. Mrs. Eniola Oluwatoberu. Thank you. And Mrs. Temitope Adigun. Can we all continue clapping till 4 p.m.? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we sincerely, from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate you. And then our appreciation knows no band. From now till eternity, we will always continue to appreciate you for coming to this special occasion. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we want you, please, you students, we want you to raise your gifts up so that we can snap, and then as an evidence that you have really participated. The whole wide world is watching you now. Thank you. Thank you so much. From WHSF, World Humanitarian Support Foundation, we say thank you to every one of you. What a man can do, a woman. What a boy can do. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Please, for God's sake, there will be a picture or photograph session, school by school. Please. You can follow the man in white. You can see him. Please follow him. There'll be a photography session. This place can't contain us. Okay, school by school, please. Thank you.
St. Clair for